Closer to set. Close.
We have lost objective butter.
Charges have been...
Make them pay!
Welcome back everyone. Here on the Battlefield 1 CTE, we've been testing some changes, some new things that are coming, some new weapons changes, some new weapons buffs, and guys, the SMG-08 has received one of the biggest buffs, one of the biggest changes I think any weapon has ever received in Battlefield 1. I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple months ago, or even like a month ago, I gave you guys the quick unlock guide on how to unlock the SMG-08 the fastest way possible. In that video, I had a lot of comments, people asking me, is the SMG-08 decent? Is it any good? Is it even worth unlocking? And I let you guys know, I said, you know what? It's a good weapon, but unless they buff it, this thing is pretty useless because there are so many other weapons that do things so much better. Now that the Automatico has been kind of nerfed, and you've got the Hellriegel that's been kind of nerfed as well, this new gun might be a love child between both of those two weapons. You've got the best of the Automatico and you've got the best of the Hellriegel packaged into one beautiful, fast reloading, fast firing, high RPM weapon that is now finally doing a ton of damage. So here in the gameplay behind us here, the CTE, I was playing with this gun a lot. I played with it a lot and I realized a couple different things. One, you can absolutely beast with this weapon if you pay attention to a couple things. One, this weapon does overheat. Overheating is an issue. Keep that in mind because a lot of times you might have the tendency while you're shooting to stop when it overheats and to try to reload. The reload is relatively fast compared to other weapons. However, that overheating can really get you killed if you don't recognize it from the go. Instead of letting the gun overheat, you may want to just pop your rounds, or once you kind of figure out that space where it will overheat, once you've used it enough, you will notice and have a feel for where it will overheat. You realize to let off the trigger and jump back on it. Another thing that I noticed with this weapon, it's high RPM, that's high rounds per minute. That means it's going to run through the ammunition very quickly. So always keep that in mind, always conserve your ammunition, always pay attention to your ammunition as you're using it. And again, if this gun releases as it is here in the CTE, it absolutely obliterates the enemy. Who cares if DICE nerfed the Hellriegel? Who cares if they've nerfed the Automatico? This weapon is insane. Now, as far as shooting it, a couple tips for shooting it, guys. One thing you're going to want to do is keep your firing, keep your shooting as much as possible within medium at the worst, between medium and at best close range. So you want to keep all that fighting in close range, and the reason being is because this thing has some serious kick, some serious recoil. If you lay on the trigger, it's going to continue to rise. I mean, it's going to take flight. I mean, it's just like it's not going to stay low. If you are starting to notice that your firing is just going way up to the heavens, let off that trigger. Once again, let off the trigger, let it reset, and then get back on target. And that's one of the reasons why I highly recommend you keep that fighting in close range, because the recoil is more forgiving if you're able to let that recoil assist you in taking out the enemy. Maybe you aim a little bit lower, maybe you just stay on that trigger, you spam that trigger, but you're able to focus on where the enemy is because they're within close range. This weapon, as it stands, is absolutely awesome. I hope you guys check it out. I hope you enjoy. If they release this weapon as it is, there are going to be a ton of people using it. One quick thing before we get out of here, guys. One thing I noticed in the CTE, the crouch slide, whether left or right, is basically gone. So if you're using this weapon and you're thinking you're going to be running around doing a lot of crouch sliding, it's not going to happen, guys. What happens now if you try to crouch slide, unless you try to crouch slide forward, you're basically going to just foot plant. You're literally going to stop mid-battle and you're going to get taken out. So keep that in mind when using this weapon, because it fires so fast, you're going to have a tendency of wanting to just run around and go spray and pray like crazy. Keep in mind, you're not going to have the mobility that you used to have with the Automatico and the Hellriegel and those other submachine guns, because you cannot crouch slide left or right like you used to. Taking corners is now going to take a little carefulness that you didn't have to do before. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't seen my video where I tell you guys how to unlock this weapon the fastest way possible, you are going to want to jump on unlocking this weapon right now, getting your hands on it right now, so that as soon as it releases with the buff, you can start melt the enemies as well. I'll catch you guys on the next one. It's your boy Rumpspanker, and until next time, I'm out of here.